The Broke Otaku podcast is brought to you by y'all motherfuckers ain't gonna believe this shit, but I'm telling you, for real, on my mama, that shit right there ain't no motherfucking butter.
Welcome to the Broke Otaku podcast. I'm your host, AJ. With me is Marcus, a.k.a. Sam I Am a Damn Ham Man.
Sam, I am. Give me the ham. Green.
Green, just the way I like it, bitch.
I said green, damn it.
I like how AJ always has to riff after I do it because I'm not funny, so he has to make it funny.
You inspire me to say stupid stuff.
It's the whole game. It's the whole point.
Let me ask you guys a question about that. Well, let me choose Alan first. Alan, a.k.a. Salad Face.
Eat my face. It's good for you. Put some dressing on it. How about some mayonnaise? That used to be dressing. Before salad dressing, they called mayonnaise dressing. They put it on things. Like
who the hell puts mayonnaise on a salad?
Nobody anymore. But back before when they had options, when they made things with lard, when everything was lard, remember?
I do remember that. I was there.
I need to make some cookies. Oh, better get some lard.
Was mayonnaise the first option?
But the cookies aren't going to be any good. I think so. I'm just going to say
I would expect it would
yes.
be a wine vinaigrette. Hey, this wine tastes gross. And I put it on some lettuce and eat it.
Back in the lard times?
What?
No, this is pre-lard times. This is like ancient
pre-lard. They didn't have vinaigrettes in the lard times.
Well, they would stomp the grapes and then they drink the wine, and then the wine would get old, and they'd be like, "This wine's gross. I don't want to drink it." Yeah, put it on that lettuce and eat it. Quit complaining.
Makes no sense.
It probably doesn't.
I don't know
how vinaigrettes.
They didn't even eat salad in the lard times.
I like how the lard times are canon now.
The lard, it was the darkest. The lard times.
20 years, BL.
What was that like between 1950 and 1988?
What?
No, it was like Little House on the Prairie times.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like the 14th century.
Lard times?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I just remember like back in the 50s.
The no, because the 50s Crisco got invented, so they wasn't using lard anymore.
Isn't Crisco lard?
It's factory made.
It's
it
like
don't count.
oil. It's like vegetable oil. Or
it's like grease.
I'm sorry. I'm making them seem like the same thing.
Lard is that natural shit.
So lard is pre-Crisco.
That's that just straight animal fat.
So really, Crisco there's the lard times and there's the Crisco times.
Yeah.
What comes post Crisco? Coconut oil, coconut butter, or whatever shit that is.
No, that's
margarine.
Margarine. Margarine
but
came next.
We're post margarine now, like we know margarine.
Yeah, we use like real butter. Like if you only poor people use margarine anymore. Everybody else uses butter.
Can't believe it's not motherfucking butter or whatever.
I can't believe. Don't be coming at me talking about this shit ain't butter.
Motherfucker, you trying to tell me this shit is butter, bitch?
What were you gonna say, AJ? You said you had a question for us.
Green eggs and ham.
Yeah.
Is the ham green and the eggs, or is it just the eggs?
All of it.
Clearly.
You ain't never saw that book?
No, I read it all the time. The title
do you look at it? The eggs are green.
Yeah, but if
and
you
the
just
ham
read the
is
title,
green.
it can be a little.
I cover the pictures so I don't spoil it for myself.
The whole point of Dr. Seuss is to look at the book and read it. That's why he drew all those pictures.
No, I know. I like the.
Rest in peace, Dr. Seuss. Sorry you got canceled. I'm only kind of sorry you got canceled. No, they like dug up a bunch of racist shit he drew in the past.
Get over it. Green eggs and ham, man. If you're offended by a book, throw it out the fucking window.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't publish any of that shit. I mean, if they were publishing it, then maybe it's like, hey, quit that. But
didn't they publish some of those books though?
I don't think so.
I only remember what the
I don't know.
The stink was about.
I don't know. I never even saw him. I just heard about it in the news that he got canceled because he drew some shit in the past.
And wasn't it like, it wasn't even like regular but someone getting canceled. It was like, I forget.
It was your racist.
Oh no, they decided not to republish or something. I forget.
I mean, if they didn't want to republish like any blackface looking drawings, okay, cool. But like, yeah, don't take the Cat in the Hat away from everybody.
Right.
You know, the Lorax still is dope. One fish, two fish.
You know, no, they were body shaming Asians.
Good. Oh, I was about to say good. Then you said Asians. I was like, oh, let me take that back real quick.
No, I'm joking. And in the Lorax thing.
The Cat in the Hat thinks you're fat.
You know, on a treadmill. Oh, shit,
one cupcake, two cupcake, none for you.
Fatty boomba Take a walk with mom and daddy.
Cat had just busting people's houses, eating all their snacks.
You don't need this. You're too fat anyway. Give me your snacks.
A moon pie is my pie. Your pie is pizza pie.
Ham and eggs will make you fit, but not if all you do is sit.
There you go. I like that one.
All right, let's start this show.
Let's have a podcast at some point. All right, we have to make this. Listen, if talking about the shit takes longer than actually consuming the shit,
it won't.
Then we're not doing it right, because this thing was not very long.
I disagree, but it's fine.
Okay. Well, let's do the little game first. We always gotta have a game, guys. You gotta play the game.
What's the game, AJ?
The game is Witcher Trials. I just made that up. And you are the Witchers in training. And you're going on a little adventure.
Can I lose my arm?
See if you can survive Witcher Trials. So y'all are Witchers. Young, hip, cool Witchers.
Pre-Witchers or pre-Witch Mass?
No, you're Witcher. You're full on Witcher. You don't have all your skills, but you've been training.
I got my mutagenicals.
You know some stuff. You can do a couple signs. You get 3 signs.
Can I get Ard or Aldo or whatever?
You can get Yurden, which is the magical trap, good for catching ghosts of certain types. You get Igni, which is fire, shoot fire from your hand, and Axii, which is a charm spell. You also have 2 swords. One is the silver sword for slaying supernatural beasts, and the other is the steel sword for slaying regular ass beasts.
Killing regular ass men.
Regular ass beasts and men. Yep. Keep that.
This sounds like Demon Slayer Final Selection.
Keep that. What's Final Selection?
It's when they become demon slayers.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I don't remember that show. I've never heard of it. And then you get... then you have this
is
oil.
His podcast. He's the host of the podcast.
And he ran that game, by the way.
I know.
The one that I'm referencing.
I remember. You have a special oil called Spectre Oil, and you apply it to the blade to help with the slaying of specters, i.e. ghosts. So, you come to... I hope you guys remember that. I didn't see anyone writing anything down. I'm not going to remind you. You come to a small farming village. Within, there are several small families huddled around a campfire. They appear to be distraught. You approach them, and they tell you that they have a haunting down by a small lake. A small boy went missing down there, and says an older lady, probably about a week ago. And she's kind of freaking out about it. Another old man disagrees and says, It wasn't a haunting. It's bandits, I tell ye. And he's drunk. He's only got one tooth, but he counts on it. And so they give you directions and say down about a kilometer over the hill, down the hill by the small pond. That's where the boy vanished some days ago. So,
is this a Norm Macdonald tribute?
To be fair, I have been watching a lot of Norm Macdonald. So if this is a tribute to him, so be it. Oh shit! I should have done that. I should have just made it this like long-winded joke, and then at the end, it's like, oh, should have stuck him with the pork rind. I don't know. Anyway, so as you approach, you see a small pack of bandits jump out from behind trees. They don't wait for conversation, and they immediately attack. And there's about 4 of them, but you are witchers, and they are no match for you, but you have to fight them. So you will fight them. You will each select 2 attacks from the ones that I told you earlier, and we'll see what happens. So, Alan, what are your 2 attacks against these 4 bandits?
Oh, I'm gonna hit the one on the left.
This is my Witcher character that I just made up.
I'm gonna hit him with the ignite. And I'm gonna hit the other one with the axes.
Okay, so you hit one with fire, Igni,
Right.
and he lights up. And okay, what? You're hitting one with fire and one with charm,
Right.
right?
Right.
Okay. Are you saying what or right?
I'll never tell you.
All right, Marcus, what do you use?
Is there a wrong answer?
Maybe.
So I have a sword.
Yes.
I pull out me sword.
Which sword?
I pull out me manslayer sword.
The steel sword or the silver sword?
The manslayer.
Oh, don't
Okay.
get man blood
Not
on
the
you.
Oh, okay, the
Spectre.
manslayer.
Not the spectre slayer. The manslayer.
I gotcha. Okay.
I pull out me hard
oil.
I pull out me hard steel. I run through a bloke's mouth.
Okay.
Run
then-
through the bumble clot.
Again, what's the sign? Urinal?
Yurden. That's the
Yurden?
magical trap.
And then for the other one, because I see him running away because he got scared, I pulled the Jordan slide for the what? Jordan side, and I open a box under his feet.
It's like a circle.
I open a circle box under his feet, and he fall in it.
He doesn't fall. It's just like a
And he-
cage.
He gets caged up.
Or
I cage him right
Like
up.
cage.
using the circle box.
I cage him up.
All right. All right.
We're gonna
So
get lots of coin for this.
Alan sets a guy on fire and he runs off screaming. And then another guy kind of gets a little like winded and seems a little dazed and confused, and then looks up at Alan and kind of turns around and looks at what else he's gonna fight. He's not gonna fight Alan. Marcus just stabs a guy in the neck, and he dies.
Mouth.
Mouth. Sorry, through the what I assume connects his brain to his spine, severs that, and now he's dead. And the other guy gets stuck in the little magical trap. As you cast the little magical trap, you hear a screeching noise, like a banshee, something you've never heard before. Your new witchers.
That's scary.
And out comes a noon wraith, which is a hideous hag that is a bit of a specter. You can see through her. and she immediately moves. She actually moves in on the bandit that you've trapped in the little Yurden sign. And lucky you, so now she's trapped in there. But she kills that guy in there. The guy that you charmed, Alan, runs in to attack her, the Noon Wraith, and immediately gets destroyed because he's a human. So now you all get to pick 2 more attacks to try to slay the Noon Wraith.
Is
Alan.
applying my oil to my blade an attack? Or is that a free action?
That'll be a free action.
Excellent. All right, pull out my bitch cutter and put my kill
Is
oil.
the bitch cutter referring to a human bitch or the...
I need a sword now so I can call it a bitch cutter.
the monster bitch.
What was that game on PlayStation 1? You could name your weapons.
Oh, Vagrant Story?
I had Vagrant Story. You could craft your weapons and you could name them.
Oh, that's amazing.
It was cool. I think I had one called like the Bitch Slayer or something like that because I was in 7th grade.
Yeah.
Was that game good?
That was a good game.
It looked good. I never played
That game was good as hell.
Yeah.
Nice.
But you could get lost easily in the crafting. Because, like, you could break down weapons. And, like, I was like, every time I got, like, 2 weapons, I was like, only break them down and reforge everything to just make it, like, only slightly better. It was a trap. Anyway.
It's a good story, too.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you're applying the oil to your witch sword?
Yeah. And then I'm going to take, since that's a free action, I'm going to take my man sword. Pull it out. I'm going to throw it to distract.
Okay.
And then I'm going to run up with my monster sword.
Are you throwing it through her or past her?
At her, through her.
Okay. All right, Marcus, what's your move?
Follow suit with pulling out. Well, he put out the man sword. Why would you pull out the man sword? I pull out the Spectre blade. The Spectre blade. And I'll inspect her gadget.
Gadget.
Okay. So you're going to inspect her gadget with your silver sword?
With it, yeah. Yeah. And I wonder if... I don't know anything about Banshee lore. Banshees be charmed?
That's because you're a new Witcher, and you did not pay attention.
I'm a noob Witcher. Noob Sabot. That's my Witcher name.
You didn't pay attention. And
you don't get fighting a noob wraith because we're noob Witchers.
Ooh. I ain't gonna try to charm it because I bet she be charming. She got a counter charm probably.
She's the one who charms.
She's immune.
So I'm gonna take out the silver blade, stab her, and then I already played my trap card. Hold up, is she still in the trap?
She's still in the trap. Yeah.
I can't stab through the trap.
Yeah, you can.
Can I? I just stabbed through the trap.
You can trap stab. You can totally
and I double down on the trap card and make it stronger so she can't escape.
Okay.
That's a new rule that I can do that I just made up.
All right. So Alan throws his sword through her. It goes right through her, lands on the other side of her in the ground, and does nothing. She's not distracted by that because she saw you throw it. You pull out your your silver sword, apply the oil to it, and I assume you run up and hit her with it.
Thrust.
All right, you hit her with it. She takes the hit, and she kind of screams and writhes in pain. Marcus, you hit her with your steel sword as well. She screams and writhes in pain, but not as much. And then she is more trapped because you dropped another trap. She's not quite dead, so she is going to perform a magical scream that will enter your ear holes and create much pain in your head space. and you take significant damage, but you're not quite done. You have one more strike inside of you.
Do I get
Alan,
a Constitution save?
No. What's your one action left to hopefully finish this thing off?
We didn't get R, did we? We got...
You have Igni, Yurden, and Axie.
Yurden. I'm going to do another Igni in her face.
Okay. Marcus?
Fuck.
The stakes are very low.
Double Igni.
Double Igni. Okay.
Double Igni Power Rangers.
You perform a double Igni. The Igni seems to ignite the remnants of the Spectre oil that was from Alan's booming blade.
Yeah, that was me. I did that.
She becomes much on fire, and she screeches a horrible sounding screech and turns to Ghost Ash. And you have vanquished the Spectre, the Noon Wraith, and you are now honorary level 2 Witchers. Congratulations.
Now I go back to that village and I kill everybody.
Now
we take all their money.
Now we get all the honey cakes.
Yeah, there's a big old factory full of honey cakes. They package them there.
If cake ever looked like that in real life,
Little Deborah's, they called it.
Little Deborah's, small Deborah's,
Tiny Deborah.
I'll take 2 small Deborah's.
Tiny Deborah's honey cakes.
No,
get yours today.
That sounds terrible.
No, that's not what I meant.
I didn't think that until you just said that.
All right, that was a fun little talk.
Was it? That's convincing.
Yeah, man. All right, let's talk about this Witcher. This Netflix
The Witcher
anime series, The Witcher. I can't remember. Nightmare of the Wolf. I almost forgot the subtitle.
I did forget it. I went to watch it and I was just like, "Is this it?" But luckily, there's only one Witcher anime on Netflix, so
yep, there's only one. But
easy,
not
deduction.
soon to not be the only one.
They making another one?
Legend has it that they've announced that there will be 2 more Witcher animated things happening. One of them being a follow-up to Nightmare of the Wolf, and the second being a, quote, kids and family show that takes place in the Witcher world, which I'm not interested in at all.
No, you are lying
about.
I'm not. I promise I'm not. I'm not. Look it up. They just announced it.
No.
I don't give a shit about that one. I just want to watch the follow-up.
I hate the present. I hate the present. I hate
It's
it.
truly the worst time.
I hate it.
Hey guys, you know what we should really hook kids on? The Witcher. I see sales, people, T-shirts, toys,
Why?
bedspreads. Why?
'Cause money, dude. 'Cause money. Because apparently it did well. It did well enough for them to green
Not
light.
for kids.
I know, but if they
It ain't
make
for kids.
if they make a bitch ass version that the kids can watch, then it'll be awesome because they'll be Gerald of Riveria for Halloween next time.
Ugh.
That's what it is. All about the Halloween costume.
That'll make them the monies. No, I mean I
That's very
have
upsetting.
I have no desire for that at all.
I still don't believe you. What's it called?
Look it up, dude.
Yeah, that's not.
Look it
I'm
up.
mad. I'm mad either way.
I'll send you the article, boy.
Please do. Oh, the next one is Blood Origin, is an upcoming fantasy miniseries adapted from the book. It will serve as the prequel to the Netflix television series.
Yeah, that one's live action.
Oh yeah, live action. That stuff's good too. It doesn't mention anything about another anime series, but a second animated feature film and a kids-friendly TV show.
Told you, bitch.
Oh my god!
You didn't want to believe me. I told you.
Kid-friendly Witcher. Wow.
Is it dumb? Yes. Are they going to do it anyway? Yes.
I'm going to cremate my uterus into powder to perform this ritual.
I hope they go full in on like the 80s like intro music, like, and just go whole hog like He-Man style, but with The Witcher.
I mean, I'm interested to see what character they decide to follow. Yeah, it's weird because everything Witcher has been dark fantasy, super adult. The books, the games, the show, this movie.
Maybe it'll be about like ugly Yennefer and like accepting who you are.
I bet it's just going to be about...
I hope that's her name. Ugly Yennefer.
Hey, ugly Yennefer.
It's just Yennefer. Shut up, ugly Yennefer.
And then she goes and finds that sorcerer dude, but they don't bang because it's a show for kids. So they just hold hands and he's like, "You're beautiful just the way you are. What matters most is on the inside."
And then she cremates her uterus to...
And then gets mad about it later that somebody did the thing that she asked them to do. Anyways, we're talking about like the live action Witcher now. So
that's like a live action Game of Thrones, like, or not. I mean, a kid's version of Game of Thrones. Like, this doesn't work.
Well, you want to know something stupid?
Yeah.
There was a Game of Thrones character. I can't remember if it was Cersei or somebody else that was on Sesame Street. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, why the fuck would you do that? It's like, if somebody's watching Sesame Street that's not a parent, they shouldn't even know who Cersei is.
There should not be any overlap there.
None.
Dude, None. Sesame Street does all kinds of parodies. Like, including, I think they did a Game of Thrones parody.
Well, that's
one
thing,
next thing you know, like fucking Ron Jeremy's going to be on Sesame Street.
Katy Perry was
kids,
on it. She
wear
had
a condom.
She had like a super low cut shirt on, and people complained.
She's hot.
I mean, yeah, but it's like Sesame Street. I don't know.
I mean
control yourself, Katie.
Anyway, we're talking about Nightmare of the Wolf. It's about Vesemir. Y'all know who Vesemir is?
I do.
He's the dude in the game.
Is he in the game?
Yeah, he is.
Okay. Care to explain more?
Is he in the second one or just the third one?
I didn't play. I played part of the first one. I don't remember if he was in there. I assume he was. I didn't play any of the second one, and then I started in on the third one, and he is definitely in the third one.
Yeah, he's at the beginning because I just started the third one a while ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, he in there. He's like Geralt's mentor or whatever.
Yeah, he's fat and old in the third game. So seeing him like young and spry in this game is it's a little jarring because like it's hard to make the connection of what he becomes. But Witchers live for what, like centuries or something? So presumably he's like 200 years or 300 years older.
I mean, you don't need to live centuries. I don't know if you've seen Charles Barkley lately, but he does not look like he did in the 90s.
No, but like Witchers age more slowly.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say.
Correct.
So, I don't know the timeline. I probably should have looked it up in doing research for this show.
Well, our friend Will said that as far as he knew, he's basically of all of the people I know, at least, he's the foremost subject matter expert as far as Witcher goes because he loves the books, he loves the games and all of that stuff. He was saying that it's pretty ill-defined. You don't know how long this takes place before the games or the books or whatever because they live so long, which is kind of cool. You don't need to know specific timelines, just that this happened before.
That was one of the fun things about the live action series was like stuff you thought was happening concurrently was actually like decades apart.
Yeah.
That was actually really confusing for me because I don't pay attention when I watch TV shows.
Hochibuzz, man. Hochibuzz.
Hochibuzz.
Some battle that happened. Anyway.
So anyway, this is about Vesemir, his journey becoming a Witcher through flashbacks. So it starts out with him as like a young man, pretty a little naive, maybe a very what's the word I'm looking for?
Brash, arrogant,
all of the above. Yep. And then through flashbacks, you kind of get how he became a Witcher. And it is very violent and very over the top in some ways.
Yeah.
And a little disturbing.
Yeah. They like kill kids.
Yeah. There was, I'll just get into it. The scene that was the most jarring was like when he gets to like is in the process of becoming a Witcher, and he's surrounded by his friends that are also kids, and they're all kind of just trying to survive. And then they cut to like they all go to sleep in these like makeshift beds. Then they cut to like the middle of the swamp, and they're all just like, "How do we get here?" And you swear up and down like any other TV show, it would just be like a bad dream. No, like all his.
I thought he was gonna wake up when he was like running. I was like, oh, he's just gonna wake up as a bad dream, like because that's the kind of thing they do now. Is like if it's too horrible, it's like, oh man, all those kids, like they're probably like 14, 16 or whatever, but it's like, oh man, all those kids got like horribly killed and like shredded to pieces. Like, oh, it's gonna be a bad dream, and then it's like, oh, it didn't really happen. It's okay, but nope,
they pulled no punches, which made me happy in a way. Because I knew this show was not going to pull any bullshit that was going to make me hate it. And it didn't. And it delivered on several fronts. It's been a couple weeks since I watched it. Because we just haven't recorded in a while. But it was a really good show. I highly recommend it. Because the action was good. The violence is over the top, if that's what you're into. But the story was good too, and it kind of shows Vesemir from a different angle, one that you may not have even thought about before. So it's very interesting. It's a very interesting approach to the Witcher story. Marcus, what did you think about Nightmare of the Wolf?
I dug it a lot. I'll go ahead and expose the lead rather than bury it. If you like Castlevania, I think that this is for you. I won't say it's as good as Castlevania. And really, it can't be as good as Castlevania because, you have 4 seasons of that where you get character development and parts and pieces moving and you get to explore the world a little bit more thoroughly. But I think that if you were to condense Castlevania into a movie, you'd probably get something about as good as this. Because I agree with you. The story is good. I think the only thing that I didn't like about this thing is that it was just a movie. I would have loved for this to be like 6 episodes long. I think it would have been great because there's a lot of hints and things that they drop about the world of The Witcher that as a person who has not read the books, nor have I played the game, I've only watched the Netflix live action show. And I mean, I didn't even really like it all that much. I thought it was okay. I don't really know a whole lot about the Witcher world. So one of the things that you don't really get to explore a lot is sort of the, I guess, the general mood towards Witchers as a group, as a people, as an organization, as a profession, how people kind of are like, you have one group of people that are okay with them, another group of people that are kind of leery of them, and then you have the sorceress chick who hates them, and has led, I guess, crusades against, on their kind or whatnot. So it would have been kind of cool to know a little bit more about that, to learn more about like the genocide of the elves, because like elves basically don't exist anymore. They're represented by like 3 characters in the movie, and really only 1 character truly, because the other 2 are kind of corrupted elves. So very cool things to include that I liked, but would have liked to know a little bit more. I think it would have been cool. And also, I just felt like the story moved really fast. So, which is why, like, if it was in a mini series format, some of those things could have been could have played out just a little bit longer. You know, I don't need like 12 episodes or 26 episodes, but, you know, maybe you get a little bit more of Vesemir just being like this braggadocious sort of cocksure guy who's amoral, and spend a little bit more time. Actually, you don't need to spend more time in his flashbacks, but I guess just develop his character more as a douchebag before he starts to show any merit, because he, you know, gets conscripted for this quest to find out what's happening with the what's it called? I don't know what it's called. What's her name though? Her name's like Mista or
Tetra.
Not Tetra.
Kitsu.
Kitsu. Yeah. They have to find Kitsu because she's like doing evil shit with monsters and blah blah blah. So I like it. Liked all the pieces. Story was good for as quick as it was. And one of the things, the selling point of it really is the action. The action's fucking dope. It was interesting because when I saw the trailer for this, I wasn't that excited because they actually did a good job at not showing the best parts. And I remember the parts that they did show, I was like, this doesn't look really all that great. Studio Mir, who did it again, that's the studio that did Dota, also did Legend of Korra. But for stylistically, like I've seen stuff that I liked better, but this is one of those shows that like when you see it in full motion, it's way better because they just animate it so well. It's like the opposite of Blood of Zeus, where Blood of Zeus, if you pause it, it looks beautiful.
It looks great in stills, but in motion, it's like,
but the animation's garbo. This is like, it looks okay in stills, but then like the fight scenes are ridiculously animated.
Yeah.
They're super good. They're super fun to watch. The last fight scene is crazy with a really good conclusion. Voice acting is great. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I liked it, and I'm excited for the follow-up. I hope that they put just as much effort into it that they did this, because yes, give me more dark fantasy, please. I'm really happy that this and Castlevania were both successful, because I'm like, please, more. I need more.
Yeah,
it's good.
Real quick before Alan goes, it's funny that you mentioned that Castlevania miniseries versus this being a movie. I almost said, like, I think this benefits from being a movie and not a miniseries. But if you look at the run times, Castlevania Season 4 is only 4 episodes. So if you add up all the run times...
You mean Season 1?
I'm sorry, Season 1. Yeah, it was only 4 episodes. So if you add up the runtime of Castlevania Season 1 with this, it comes out to about the same. Season 1 was 94 minutes, but if you add in the intro, the credits, you know, this movie was about 83 minutes.
Yeah, the difference, though, I like Season 1 of Castlevania, don't get me wrong. But,
yeah, I do too.
But Castlevania Season 1 was a revenge story. Revenge stories are easy. Like, you set up the characters, you get us to like the main character, you get the main character to get dicked over somehow, so you hate the antagonist, and then go. You don't really have to tell a whole lot of story. This wasn't that. This actually had a lot of parts. And the main antagonist, first of all, you don't really know who the main antagonist is for a lot of the movie. And then when you do meet the main antagonist, it's like, it's not this like, I hate you sort of thing. It's like, oh, you have pretty good reasons for being horrible. You're still being horrible, but there's some nuance there. There's some empathy, like there's some sympathy that you can have for that character. And then there's like his past that you're dealing with, and then, you know, the people that he was in league with that kind of like double crossed him, and then the elven guy who has his own agenda. So there's like actually a lot of pieces to this movie, and I feel like for how long it was, it handled them well enough that it didn't break it. But at the same time, I'm like, I like all of you, so I want to spend time with more of you, because I think that you're interesting, and I think the ways that you could relate to one another could be a little more complex if this thing was spread out, rather than like the Witcher has to kill a monster and we're just going to hunt this monster down. That would have been, I feel like if the story would have been something more straightforward that way, I would have been like, yeah, perfect movie. because we're just focused in one area. Where this was actually trying to make you feel the world a little bit more. So I was like, oh man, I want more of it because it's cool.
Alan.
Yeah, I don't know if I definitely liked this a lot. I don't know if I wanted more like you do, Marcus. I feel like I definitely got enough of Vesemir, the douchebag, like, and just the way he's drawn to. Like, I like the art in this a lot, but just the way they drew him with just like this like pointy chin and like, I don't know, he just looks like super like quintessential like douche.
He does look like a douchebag.
And like they just so like, and they played that up, and like he was kind of quippy, and then like the first half an hour of it, they keep saying like the buzzword coin, like saying coin. It's like they know that song was a hit. Like, toss a coin to your witchers. Like, we need to say coin a whole bunch to suck people into the world. But so I don't know. I like it as just a movie, and then they'll do another one, and a children's show apparently. But yeah, I mean, more stories in the Witcher universe is always a good thing. What was I gonna say? Yeah, it moved quickly. It the action was great. There were only a couple of awkward things to me with the action.
I feel like the love story was interesting, like an interesting twist. I mean, I think it's probably been done before, like the difference in aging process. I'm trying to think of what movie or book has done that before. I'm sure there are some.
Yeah, it's
Peter Pan kind of hook, even though that love didn't pan out to anything.
Petered out. Okay, so what is saltpeter? She says witchers should be struck from the earth, and whatever any traces covered in salt and saltpeter. I don't know what saltpeter is.
I used to know what that meant, but I don't anymore.
I'm gonna look it up right now. Saltpeter.
It's a natural mineral source of the chemical potassium nitrate.
Of course. How silly of me.
I don't know. Maybe it's like you get salt and then you get saltpeter, but you don't want to eat saltpeter.
It's salt plus.
What?
It's salt plus. It's stronger salt.
Maybe it's salt minus. Maybe
no,
you don't
man, it's got to be stronger.
Maybe it's like those little...
She hates the witchers so much that she wants to cover them up with stronger salt.
Maybe it's like those silica packets you get in like bacon bits. You're not supposed to eat it.
Hold on, bacon bits comes with a silica packet?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want your bacon getting all moisture.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I can't remember last time I bought bacon bits.
You need to up your bacon game.
my artificial bacon game?
He cooks that real bacon
You're
and then
crunchy,
chops it up.
not bacon. Yeah, man. If
Can't
I want bacon, I want bacon.
bacon.
I don't want bacon flavored crumbles.
Can't believe it's not motherfucking bacon, bitch.
bacon bitch. Bacon bitch brand bacon
From
bits.
the people who made you can't believe this shit ain't about to be some motherfucking butter. It's bacon bitch.
It ain't bacon, but you're gonna eat it anyway.
Oh man. What were we talking about?
The Witcher, Nightmare of the Wolf. I mean, there's not a whole lot to really say about it. I will say the kind of tacked on ending was kind of stupid, where he meets up with the kids. Vesemir meets up with some kids at the end, and he's like, "And what will you be, Geralt?"
Oh yeah, they made Geralt
bald
a
ass little kid, like looking like Caillou. Like this kid is
looking like
how's this
Caillou.
kid become Geralt? Like that, I don't see that happening. But I mean, whatever. Maybe that's what like the Witcher TV kids series is, just like Caillou, but with with Geralt as a kid. Living with Vesemir,
I mean, why
being a little
couldn't-
asshole.
What I want to know is why couldn't that be Geralt?
I mean, it can be, but it's just like,
why is the kid bald? Why is his
it felt
head
tacked
shaved?
on?
I promise there's a reason. There has to be.
Well, I'm sure there is, but like,
I bet if I texted Will, he'd be like, "Well, in page 3 of book 5."
Go ahead and text him. No, I mean, it just felt kind of cheap. I don't know. Like, you see him and it's like, okay, this kid does not look like Geralt at all. But, you know, he's a kid. It's fine. It just kind of felt, it kind of goes back to this thing we were talking about before the show with Star Wars and The Mandalorian, how everything just feels like this small universe. And it's not that extreme because this is The Witcher and Geralt is like the main character and they are connected directly because he's his mentor. But it just didn't feel natural to me. I just thought it was kind of silly.
I mean, it felt tacked on to me, but it didn't bother me that much because it in a way develops Vesemir into becoming who he's going to become. So it bridges that gap, and then, you know, it's a little bit of like fan service for the people that are super familiar with Geralt. So
yeah, I guess I just wanted
it didn't feel weird to me. It was just like, oh, okay, that's how that happened. That's how Geralt ends up taking the path that he gets put on.
It could have felt more natural, I think. Or just save it for the next one if you're going to do another one.
Well, they probably didn't know they were going to do another one.
Yeah, well, just assume. Netflix loves throwing money at stuff. At least for 2 seasons.
They love throwing money at stuff that like has some semblance of success.
Right.
Like if nobody watched it, they probably would have been like, "Yeah, fuck that." You know? It's like with Castlevania. The reason why they did 4 episodes for season 1 was because like they're like, we don't know if this is gonna hit, and then it did, and they were like, all right, go ahead and do 8.
They should have known. Season 2, like, I'm glad it broke down the way it did because season 2 is so good.
Yeah,
so
it all worked for the good. And I mean,
good.
There's just kudos to them for killing it in 4 episodes. It's like, good job.
They did it.
That's a spicy meatball. And we're going to get more Castlevania, too. So that's awesome.
What are they doing? I forgot already. A spin-off? Not a spin-off.
They are doing...
Time jump, right?
Is it Richter Belmont?
I think so.
Yeah, it sounds right.
Yeah.
I think it was loosely tied to Symphony of the Night. But I could be wrong on that. I don't know.
No, it was a different one, not Symphony of the Night. Symphony of the Night is Alucard.
Yeah, but Richter's in it too.
Oh, I don't know.
I think it might have been a later one, but I don't know.
I don't know my Castlevania timeline. But
anyways, I want to ask you guys this, so we're not just turning this into yet another episode of We Love Castlevania. Because we could because we could just do a Castlevania podcast at this point for how much we love that show. But so what were your guys' opinions on the live action Witcher?
I liked it a lot.
Okay.
I was all about it.
I liked things about it. I didn't love it.
Why the hell not?
I didn't either.
Why the hell not?
It's been a while since I've watched it, so I'd have to go back and maybe rewatch it to see why I didn't like it.
Yeah, I feel like if I watched it again, I probably wouldn't like it as much, but...
I thought you were just going to say period.
I feel like Henry Cavill did a good job as Geralt, but I don't think he did a great job. Like, he didn't click as being like the Geralt that I kind of had in my head. Based on the game, not to say that he did a bad job, because I know a lot of people loved him in it.
Mm-hmm.
But something about watching him do that role just felt kind of campy in a way. And maybe that's what it was going. I don't think it was going for that, but that's kind of how I felt about it. And then the series was kind of hard to follow, but once I kind of got it, like it was fine. Like I finished it, if that tells you anything. I usually don't finish series that I don't
not
care
true, AJ. This podcast has demonstrated that you have a very high tolerance for bullshit.
A show that I did not watch for a podcast that was more than 4 episodes, I did finish it. So, you know, it was fine. I thought some parts were kind of gross and unnecessary, but that's just kind of my personal preference.
You ain't like them hunchback titties?
Yeah, certain things I could have done without seeing. But, you know, overall, I think there's worse shows, there's better shows. This one's probably higher on the list. Give it a B.
Interesting. Yeah, I was spoiled because I picked it up late, so I was spoiled about the whole timeline stuff. So I'll be haunted by the fact that I'll never really know how much, like, them telling it out of order and not saying so would have affected my viewing experience, because I already knew that it was out of order. So I feel like it didn't bother me, but I don't know that for sure because I knew going into it that it was going to jump and do that. Regardless, I felt like I didn't like the show because I felt like it was told, like, the parts and pieces, I didn't quite understand how they fit together. And sometimes I was like watching it and I'm like, I don't care about this. Like, I'm trying to like get a grasp of who Geralt is, because the live action show was my first exposure to Witcher. First ever. Like, I didn't know Witcher or anything. I knew it existed because of the games or whatever, but I hadn't had any experience with it. So, like, I kept wanting to know more about him, but then it kept jumping around to things that were less interesting or characters that were just frustrating to me. And then there was that one episode which people loved that I fucking hated. The Child of Surprise episode, where they were just speaking like they were talking straight from the Old Testament of the Bible. I'm like, what the hell?
The banquet one?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell are you people talking about? And I'm like, bitch, if you say Child of Surprise one more goddamn time without explaining what that means to me, I'm going to kill myself. I didn't kill myself, but I should have, because they didn't explain it in a way that I understood. So it wasn't actually until I watched this where the one kid's like, when all of the orphan boys or whatever are like in their bunks before they all get killed in their final trials or whatever, one of the kids asked another kid, why are you here? And he was like, the law of surprise. And then the other kid goes like, law of surprise? And he's like, yeah, it's basically like when your parents don't have money, so they just use the kid as payment.
That's not how I understood in the series, though.
Do you know what?
I thought it just meant like you owe a debt or something, and I guess it's kind of the same thing.
I mean, maybe that's not it, but the idea translates, because when that kid said that in Nightmare of the Wolf, I was like, oh, that's what that means. Because Gerald was basically helped out the porcupine looking motherfucker or whatnot from getting killed. And then the guy was like, oh, I don't have any money. I don't have anything to pay you. Gerald doesn't give a shit. He's basically like, I just want to leave. Like, I just want to go. Like, I didn't help you to get anything. Like, I was just here, so I helped you. So he just was like, fuck it. I claim the law of surprise, whatever. I'm about to leave. She's pregnant. And then he goes, fuck. Because that means that kid's his now.
Yeah.
I didn't know that watching a live action show, because they kept saying, thou shalt not forsooth upon yonder hill, like, just fucking like acting the shit out of it, but I didn't know what anybody was saying or what point was being made. So that was funny to me. That's a point for the movie being short and to the point, because it was like, oh, you just explained something to me in less than 2 seconds that like a whole fucking 40-minute scene of a TV show just beat around the bush. And when the punchline came and he's like, fuck, I was like, what happened? Why is Why is everybody like looking at him like that now? And why is he upset?
You bringing up
because she's prego.
You bringing up that scene reminds me that like they did throughout the whole thing. They talked about how they talked about destiny like it was a living thing. Like, you don't want to piss off destiny, or this is destiny trying to tell us, you know, something, or, you know, basically like it was God, and they all believed in it, and
which is a cool concept. I like that idea.
Yeah.
But you just gotta say it, man. Sometimes you just gotta
Sometimes
say
you do. I think you're right about the Geralt thing. Like, they could have done a lot more too. And maybe that's what I didn't like about him. Like, he just kind of felt like this kind of shell of a character, like going around scene to scene and not really expressing any.
He's like our like how we experience the world. Like, the world is more interesting than he is as a character,
right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
and Yennefer was really more
through this world,
right? Yennefer was really more of the kind of the driver of the series.
Yeah.
And that was unfortunate because I couldn't stand her.
She was kind of annoying. Yeah.
She's a twat, man. Just straight up. Like, I do not like her character at all. Like, you feel for her super hard in the beginning, obviously, you know, because she's deformed and like part of this family that just treats her like trash, sells her for like fucking pennies. And then she has to go to the magic school and they're like whipping her and being all mean to her there, you know. But then, like, once she comes into her own and sacrifices her uterus, she just becomes a major bitch.
Didn't she turn a girl into like a slug or something?
Say what?
Didn't some girl get turned into a slug at some point? I'm sure that happened. I just don't remember who.
I mean, that doesn't sound like it didn't happen.
Because it didn't not happen.
I mean, that witch school or sorceress school, whatever it was pretty hardcore. So,
yeah,
like, that teacher wasn't taking no guff.
So are we already done talking about Nightmare of the Wolf?
I guess there's not much to say. It's good. Go watch it.
It's good. Go watch it.
It's pretty good. It's pretty simple with enough depth to capture your imagination.
Yes.
Right,
and
so, yeah.
maybe watch the Witcher series, play the games, and read the books.
Can we talk about honey cake for a second?
I guess.
Why did they make a cake that was like wet on the inside? I mean, it looked good. I just want to see some real life honey cake where like you cut into it and it's like dripping out of the side.
I mean,
Put the honey in the cake.
Yeah,
that
but
might
that's
be
not
what
how
it is.
that's not how baking works.
I mean, if you put wet stuff inside of a cake, it does.
This is
If
like
you
a
bake
ribbon,
honey.
like a ribbon of honey inside this like wedge of.
They didn't
of cake.
make it like that.
I've never
You ever
seen
had
anything
lava?
like that in my life, and now
Yes,
I
you
want
have.
it in real life.
Yes, you have. Have you ever had lava cake?
It's not the same thing, man.
Oh, it looked like it was.
No, it's not with
Lava's
honey
honey.
though. Not with honey. This lava is different. It's chocolate.
Hey, what
Bitch.
happens when you bake honey? Does it get all dry and like?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I've put honey on things. This is like you cut it open and the honey's already in there and on it, and I want it.
Does
You
the
need
honey
to do
harden
some
when
medieval
baked?
Research. Probably not, man.
No,
You don't think so?
no.
No, it doesn't.
Use
Matter of
honey
fact,
and,
if anything,
and like as a sugar substitute, it like
Well, there you
does all
go.
the same stuff. I think.
yeah. I mean, I've made like honey salmon before.
So it
And
does
it
like,
doesn't
solidify.
It doesn't like
Does it candy like?
no. I mean, if it leaks off to the side and burns, it'll caramelize. But
Yeah.
like if it stays on the fish, like it's just like a glaze more so than anything else.
So there you go. You pour a bunch of honey into a cake, bake it, boom.
All right, I'll
Just
give that
look
a
it
try.
up, man. Look it
I
up.
will.
Do your medieval bakery research. Quit being lazy.
What's those Halloween candies that have like honey in them, and they're like wrapped in like a yellow wrapper?
Bit of honey.
Is it called? Yeah, it is
There's
bit of
something
honey.
called bit of honey. I don't know if that's the same thing.
I'm trying to think about what you're talking about.
Bit of
Halloween
honey,
honey
or
candy.
bit of honey, bit o honey,
Bit
is
of
a,
honey. Yeah.
Why don't
It's a
I know what
candy.
you're talking about right now? I was just talking
Look
about
it up.
Halloween candy not too
old
long
time
ago.
candy. That's another old.
Oh,
that feels like an old
that
people
shit.
candy.
Yeah.
That stuff is gross. That's why I didn't know what it was.
I thought it was gross too, but at some point in my life, there was like a plethora of bit of honey, and I just ate a bunch of them. And I liked them, but now it's not one that I reach for though. Like if I'm at the checkout aisle and they got bit of honey there, I'm not buying it. But if somebody brings it in,
that's that old lady Halloween candy.
Oh yeah, it's like a taffy or a.
That's that spinster candy that like they
that's
buy.
the house you avoid.
Yeah, the house that like they never had kids or grandkids.
I don't want to. I don't want to babysit these ladies' cats, but she's giving me like $200. So
yeah, that's that candy.
Her creepy house and feed her cats.
That's the house that give you that them peanut butter candies in the black and orange.
Oh, the red and orange. Oh, they're the black and orange. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that
infamous.
That's what they give you. They give you that bullshit.
We literally called that candy from hell because it was awful.
It wasn't good. I didn't eat it.
Every time we got it, it immediately went to the bottom.
I'm about to give that out this year at Halloween as a joke, just to keep the legend alive.
You'll be the asshole house.
You know what? You might as well just throw it at people.
If you do that,
that's how rude that is.
Give them like a full bar to go with it. Like you can have this full candy bar, but you gotta take this shitty candy with it.
I'll bury a bunch of full candy bars underneath a bucket full of these things.
That's how you hide candy for real. Because nobody's touching that ever.
You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, that mess went straight to the garb.
How do you guys feel about people handing out like pop cans or soda? Like,
nah,
that's just weird.
That's dumb.
That's lazy. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, you're just clearing out. That shit's been in your garage for like 8 months, and you're just trying to.
There was someone handing out like
schmuck
cans of Hawaiian Punch.
No,
1 year.
You can get that anywhere, but like B is like heavy.
It's heavy.
It takes up a bunch of space in your bag.
You got a little kid who's like his pillowcase is already dragging on the ground. You're gonna put 12 liquid ounces in that shit.
Yeah, it's
12 fluid ounces
on the
in
ground.
A tin can, kid. Have fun.
That's taking up valuable space,
if
man.
Everybody did that. Like you'd have to go home after every 5 houses.
Yeah, man. It's like how many like boxes of Nerds or like bottle caps could you fit in the space of a 12-ounce can of pop? It don't make no sense.
No, just the weight. Like, I mean, yeah, this is bulky too, but like,
you know what you'd have to do? You'd have to just drink it while you were trick or treating.
That's inconvenient.
It is inconvenient.
I mean, it's not the worst idea though.
Producing litter, but you need that fuel.
Yeah, you gotta find a place to recycle the can if you're not a douche nozzle.
You just throw it in the woods. That's recycling, right?
I feel like somebody gave me a candy apple one year. You throw it in the woods.
You said to recycle it.
I feel like somebody gave me a candy apple one year.
There were certain people that if you knew them well enough, they would give you like baked goods. But
I never had that happen.
Yeah, don't do that.
Candy apples.
It's not safe.
That's just, look, it's all whack. They do the work for you at the store. Every Halloween, not even Halloween, it's September right now. And Kroger already just has aisles and aisles of assorted Halloween candy. All of the candy that you never see the rest of the year, they got it right now. They got bottle caps, dots, effing candy corn, the fruit flavored Tootsie Rolls that you don't ever see outside of the Halloween season. Milk duds, all of that stuff. It's like, go buy one of those bags and hand that out and quit being lazy.
Because that's what's wrong with you.
I don't understand why they don't have those fruity Tootsie Rolls all damn year. Like I don't eat those every day.
Those are the joint.
Yeah. What are you doing? Like, why are you
lemon ones?
Do they even have like regular Tootsie Rolls? Like you can't just buy a Tootsie Roll.
Yeah, you can.
At the store.
You can. Tootsie Rolls are year round. Yeah.
I don't ever eat Tootsie Rolls except around Halloween.
Except the Halloween.
Yeah, Halloween's the only time you ever eat them, but either like
Tootsie
I
Pops,
used to eat
though,
Tootsie Rolls.
different.
I used to eat Tootsie Rolls like for like for friggin' Valentine's Day sometimes, but that was it. It was always like a holiday associated with them.
Tootsie Roll is always the last candy after the candy from hell, or before the candy from hell. There's always Tootsie Rolls left over.
Tootsie Rolls, though, you'll eat them at least. You'll be like, this is all I got left. Okay.
I got nothing else. I'm going to eat this Tootsie Roll. And for me, I don't know about you guys, when I eat a Tootsie Roll, I got to take like 3 or 4 of them at a time and just stick them in my mouth like I'm chewing tobacco.
Like you're doing
yeah. Yeah.
And then just have it like kind of soak and kind of chew for like 15 minutes.
Damn. I've literally, the ones, do you remember the Tootsie Rolls, the big logs that literally look like a turd?
Yes.
I would quite honestly bite off more than I could chew, do exactly what you're talking about, and just be drooling. Like just
yes. It's stuck in your teeth and you're drooling like you have no control over it.
It was bad.
Hold on, I gotta read this to you guys. I'm just reading about Bit of Honey on Wikipedia. Listen to this old timey bullshit. Bit of Honey was a new kind of candy bar consisting of 6 pieces wrapped in waxed paper and then packaged in a cover wrapper. It's like not even about the candy. It's like
the innovation,
the production,
packaging revolution,
the mode of delivery. That is whack ass candy.
Bit of Honey could be the worst candy ever, but because of the packaging innovations, will forever be.
We didn't even have a good product that could do this packaging justice, so we made Bit of Honey. Almond bits embedded in a honey flavored taffy, which makes for a long chewing candy.
There's almond bits in it?
Yeah,
apparently. I didn't know that. I guess I never ate it long enough. This
packaging looks like there's cocaine like hidden.
Bit of coke,
bit of honey. Like, yeah, here's a brick of coke. We just put a Bit of Honey label on it.
Almonds.
When did that come out? Fucking 1893?
Circa 1969.
Oh, dang.
Shooter Johnson was merged into the Ward Candy Company of New York City.
Shooter Johnson's his real name?
Shooter Johnson is the company that made it.
Oh. I thought it was a dude.
Oh, first appeared in 1924. Is. Never mind. The picture of the wrapper is from 69. Damn.
I want to know who gave Bit of Honey a 1-star review on Walgreens.com.
I want to know who reviews anything on Walgreens.com.
Yeah, man.
Like, who are these people?
First of all, like if you review anything that's not like an online purchase, like go away.
Like you went to Walgreens, bought whatever dumb shit you bought, and then decided like, I think I'll go on the website, leave some feedback.
This Bit of Honey is not like I remember.
And like I understand if you have like a bad experience, like you want to like you need to vent. That's kind of like, you know, cathartic to leave a bad review or something and like let other people know about your bad experience. But if you're just like 5 stars, great, this toilet paper that I got, it's like, no.
Well, I'm just tripping off of the fact that it's Bit of Honey. Like, if it was some hype, if it was like either A, something that was new, that was legitimately new, or B, something that you felt like was overhyped, like, I don't understand why everybody likes the new Mountain Dew flavor, go fuck off, then I can understand that. You talk about 1924 ass Bit of Honey, only ever see it during Halloween. You probably like bought one little piece. You didn't even buy a pack of them. Fucking weirdo. What are you doing?
It's not as good as it used to be in 1924.
This doesn't taste anything like Werther's Originals.
That shit's almost 100 years old.
I'm gonna bring this Bit of Honey company down. Can't even talk right. 1 star. Terrible.
At Walgreens too.
Hurt
it's
my
like
teeth.
Walgreens.
No one at Walgreens.
Like who's reading the Walgreens reviews?
Before I buy this, honey, let me check this Walgreens review.
Oh man,
oh, it's only got 4.5 stars. I don't know.
Because that's my first stop for candy is Walgreens.
Walgreens, like, I pick up my prescriptions. Oh, they got a candy aisle.
Yeah, Walgreens is like, I got to pick up my prescription, or like, I need an item that's probably only at Walgreens,
Cranky
like an enema or something.
Only gave it 4 stars, and I want a 5-star candy bar.
Where's the version of Bit of Honey that's 5 stars?
Yeah.
Someone needs to get on that. Improve the 100-year-old candy model. Bit of Honey's not cutting it anymore. Not for these newfangled kids.
Honey flavored taffy is just isn't a hit with the kids anymore. Hey, kids, do you like taffy? This one tastes like honey.
What candy do kids eat nowadays? I feel like they're too busy TikToking to eat candy.
They got those new candies, man. Newfangled candies.
Is there new?
They're all about like super sour.
What do your kids eat, AJ?
They got like Reese cups with like Reese Pieces crushed in them.
Oh, those are dang. Those are real good.
Those are good.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
I remember.
I'm trying to remember,
like when we were like teenagers or something. And I was just like, why did it take them so long to start doing this? When they started making like, like orange flavored Hershey bars or whatever, like the orange creams and the green tea Kit Kats and the all the crazy flavors of Oreos. It was just like, why did it take them this long? It's like they were just resting on their laurels for so long, and now everything's like super competitive.
Because the original shit is the best.
It is, but
only every once in a while will you get something that's like the peanut butter M&M. That's like that caliber of like, all right, you just leveled it up.
Yeah.
Rarely is that the case though. Most of the time it's like a regular ass Kit Kat is perfect.
Like honestly, I'll go for the traditional candies any day. I don't want this like fancy fruity whatever.
The cookies and cream Hershey bar, that's
pretty good.
That's pretty damn good.
It's a good example.
For me though, like you can't top the original.
Yeah. Like, don't fuck with my Twix, man. You can get slapped. Like, Twix is perfect the way that it is.
You ever had the big Kit Kat, though? It's just like one big giant
one that you feel like shit after you eat
it's
you're
amazing.
Old, man.
It's amazing.
No, it's good. I agree with you. I'm just saying that after I eat it, my stomach's like, what's up with all this sugar,
like if you ate a regular one, it's just like more crunches and thicker edges and stuff. Different textures.
That's how I feel about those like 1 pound Reese cups. Actually, any Reese cup that's not like either the really small one or like just
1 pound.
Apparently
huge, isn't it?
That would be really big.
No, you can get them at like a Cracker Barrel or something. You can get like 2 pounds of Reese cups. It's like 1 pound each, and you take like one bite, you just feel like throwing up.
Well, I love eating
so much sugar.
I love this 1 pound Reese cup, but it makes you feel like shit.
Effing Cracker Barrel would do some crap like that.
They would, man.
1 pound
but like,
Reese cup.
Any Reese cup that's not like the traditional kind or the one with the Reese Pieces in, because that's good. Like the egg-shaped ones.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. It's so thick.
It's just like, they're so good, but they're like kind of greasy for some reason.
Yeah.
They're real greasy.
And like after you eat one, you just like, you just want to throw up.
It's got to either be bite size or thin. You can't have a big, thick Reese cup.
Right. It's just too much. Yeah. Apparently, there's gluten in those ones too, and the other ones are gluten free. So if you have a gluten intolerance, don't go for the specially shaped Reese shaped candies because you'll feel bad. Don't check my source on that because I could be wrong. Anyway, the kids like the twisted sour candies. There's like some special candy that like nukes your face or something when you eat it.
You mean the Warheads?
It wasn't Warheads. It was like some special kind of Warhead.
Because the art for Warheads is literally a kid's face getting nuked.
Yep.
Right. It really was like worse than that. But yeah, I mean, it's all just the same ass candy it's been for 20 years. It's new packaging. All right, I think we've riffed for long enough.
What is this podcast about? What are you doing, AJ? What's going on?
I liked this conversation about candy.
That's not what I was leading you into.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is the Broke Otaku Candy Podcast.
Jesus Christ.
Make sure to tune in every week for Halloween-themed candy advice.
The Bit of Honey podcast.
Where to find old people candy, new people candy.
We got candy for the old folks. We got candy for the youngins.
For the new folks.
We'll tell you which candy category you can fit into, so nobody makes fun of you. You know,
the year 2000 snacks.
Yeah,
coming
and
at
faux pas at your next social event.
Don't give out the bad candy at Halloween.
Remember the ones? It would look like it was gum, but it was in like a stick form. It looked like with a wrapper, like a barber pole, like a swirly stripe, and you just blew on it, and it was like powdered sugar or something. It was like a cigarette.
Candy cigarettes?
It wasn't like the candy cigarette, because like the candy cigarette was like a sugary stick.
There were two versions. There were the candy sticks, which those were good as fuck. But then there were the ones that are just what you're talking about. Yeah. But the wrapper actually looked like a cigarette. Really? This was back in the 90s, kids, before they had laws about
I don't remember them before they just had like the swirly, colorful wrapping.
They existed.
I don't remember them
tandem.
looking like cigarettes, but I remember like it being a big deal.
They were both. They both existed at the same time.
Yeah.
And then Camel Joe became illegal. Joe Camel got illegal.
I felt like you could still find candy cigarettes, so like even as recent as like 5 or 6 years ago. I don't think they were called that, but it was.
I'm pretty sure that's against the law.
Probably. It wasn't.
It's probably the same. It tastes the same and like is the same thing, but it's called like chewing sticks or something.
Yeah, it was something like
adult candy.
Right.
Candy for adults.
It's like they can't like encourage you to like kill yourself with cigarettes, but it's like, here, rub the stick of sugar on your teeth.
Yeah.
If you can't get them with nicotine, get them with
I can't
sugar.
wait till Halloween, man. I'm going to fuck my stomach up with some old school candy.
I'm glad you're looking forward to that. All right, I'm wrapping this up for real now.
Do it.
BrokeOtaku.com. That's a website that I do. Twitter.com/BrokeOtaku. I tweeted today that I have not been tweeting very much because it's just been crazy for me, but everyone on Twitter's super supportive. So props to everyone who gave me a thumbs up or whatever and reached out. Everybody's cool.
I forgot about Twitter.
Yeah, Alan's the Broke Otaku podcast guy.
No,
he forgot about
me.
Twitter.
No, it's somebody else.
He forgot about Twitter, so don't look for those updates, folks. You won't get them. And then follow us on all the different podcast things. Leave us a review. And
did you say YouTube? Because we're on YouTube.
We are on YouTube.
Sometimes.
Most times.
Definitely not up to date on YouTube.
You know what, Marcus?
This shit is evergreen, bro.
I don't come to where you work and slap whatever out of your whatever.
If you did come to where I worked, you wouldn't have to tell me shit because I'm doing my job, boy.
Dang. Burn.
Got him there.
You know, there's a lot going on. Just can't keep up. All right. And we'll see y'all next time when we talk about something new.
In today's fast-paced world, sometimes you just want honey-flavored taffy with little bits of almonds in it.
That's when you reach for a bit of honey.
You've had it in your closet for 80 years, but you know what? The packaging revolution means that shit is still fresh.
The cover parchment keeps it fresh.
It is a parchment.
Fuck bit of honey, man. This shit sucks.
What other honey do you know? What other candy do you know that's wrapped in parchment?
So good, from regular 1882.
Regular plastic wasn't good enough. We needed parchment.
Same parchment your grandma used when she was taking the grocery list.
We used to wipe our bums with parchment. That was back before they knew how to soften up the paper.
All right, I'm stopping this.
Peace.